Yo, what's up, guys? BeatsbyHcien Yankees. This is your first time. And yeah, and today we're going to be making a different video. I'm basically going to be showing you guys 5 steps that you can use to make your beats every time. So if you're like stuck and you open your door and you want to make beats and you don't know where to start from, you just stumbled on a very good video. And I'm going to be using a song that I made. If you've watched my recent video, you can just go watch it because I don't want this video to be too long. So we're going to be using that, and I'm going to just basically show you guys how I go along making my beats or my song most of the time. So without wasting much of the time, let's get straight into the video. So yeah, when you're trying to make a beat, the first thing you want to go for is to pick the tempo or the BPM that you're trying to do. Depends on the kind of that you're trying to use, rather depends on the kind of beats you're going for. So if you want to go for those laid back, chilled kind of beats, then you can just definitely go for like the 80 to like 98 BPM. Then if you're all for some maybe mid-tempo kind of beats, you can just go from the 98 all to like 100 and all. Then from 1 upwards, you can use that to make the more dancehall vibey. There's no rules to this, just basically based on what I've been doing. So that's the first step. You've chosen your BPM, and for me, I'm using the 100 BPM. And the next thing you want to do, you want to decide, do you want to start with the drums? Do you want to start with your instruments? And in most cases, you can start with your, sounds just to get the feel of the song you're going for. You can either play that by hand or you can get samples. Yes, guys, samples is free. Samples is part of creativity, because yeah, many people would be like, oh, I don't like to sample. In those days, the hit songs, even to today, the samples. So you can get samples if you want to. You can play your keys as well if you want to. And that's like the first thing you want to do. And yeah, for this one, I started with the guitar. I play the guitar. I get a chord progression. If you want to play 4-chord progression, a 3-chord progression, you can start with that. And most times, all I do is just first of all get the chord progression that I need. And if you make Afro beats, you want to always stick to sevenths, simple basic chords, sevenths, minor sevenths, major sevenths. And if you still don't know about music theory, click on the link above and you watch that and you get more ideas. So yeah, that's the second step, getting a chord progression that you want to use. After you've played your chord progression that you want to use, the next thing I basically do without really adding much is to start adding the drums, so I can get a feel and a direction to where I want to do. So that's the third thing to do, to start adding your drums. So you want to figure out what kind of vibe are you going for, because we have like different drum pattern, and you want to make sure you use a drum pattern that suits your chord progressions or the sound that you're using if you started with the chords. So yeah, in my case, I'm going for the normal Afro bounce swing, as you can see here, and that was what I did. I just simply went for the Afro swing that I like to do. When you've laid out and constructed your drums based on the drum patterns that you want to use, and if you have issues with drum pattern, you can click this link as well and watch the different drum pattern that you can use to make Afro beats. Okay, so yeah, the third thing, like I said, you want to first of all, you want to get your drum pattern that you want to use for the song. So in this situation, I'm using this drum pattern, and most times after I've laid down my drum patterns, I cannot emphasize this enough. You want to now add in some nice Afro groove percussion loops. This is to help give the beat a little more groove, because groove is all about not when something is not being too quantized or too on the grid. And most of these percussion loops have a nice swing to it. So you want to add the percussion loops, to the drums that you've laid out on. Do you get me? So after you've done that, the next thing you want to do is to now add in your bass, because yes, the bass is like the heart of every song. So when you've laid out your chords, which is the second stuff, the third one, you've laid out your drums, you want to bring in your bass, and if you want video on how to make bass patterns, please comment below in the comment section and I'll make a special video for you. So you want to lay the bass down after you've gotten the groove, and in my situation, it's just sounded like this. Now watch, without the drum, without the percussion loop, this is what it sounds like. Sound nice, but a bit dry. So the fact that I'm adding in a nice percussion groove helps to give it more vibes And yeah, this is the difference. So yeah, after you've done that, the next thing I now try to do, which is like the fourth thing, if I'm not mistaken, is to now start adding in your nice sounds and other ear candies, which is basically layering more sounds to make your instrument large and layering some nice counter melodies, because now you already played your chord progression, then you played your drums, then you already have an idea of what this whole thing is going to look like. Do you get what I'm saying? Before you do this fourth step, what I like to do is when I already lay down the idea and I lay down like, 2 or 3 sounds playing the chord, just to make the whole instrumentation full, I start arranging so that I can get a better idea of what the song is going to start like. That's what's going to lead me now to the fifth one, which is going to be arrangements and adding effects. You understand what I'm saying? So when I've laid down the whole 4 steps, I've gone through the whole 4 steps, I will now start arranging the beats and add sound as I go. So what I always do most of the time, majority of the time, when you listen to top songs, they mostly take out the drums and bring in the key elements in every song or every beat that you're making. You want to make sure you have a key element that plays all through the song, so that for the first time somebody listens to the beat or listens to the song, there's one thing that always sticks to their head. You get, there's one thing that they always remember. Yeah, there's one thing that they always take away after listening to the beat or the song. So in my case, it is this guitar right here. So that was it right there, and this is what's going to play throughout the song. Then what you want to do when you're placing your intro, like they always said, make sure your 5 seconds is catchy enough so that somebody can stick to it. So one thing that I always do is maybe adding like a vocal chop or adding a sax or adding some fills, maybe guitar fills or something for my first 8 bars, because trust me, those things really play a very vital role. And if you've watched this video, my previous video, this is what I added for this. Then the next bar, I bring in another sound, which is the effects that I added that sounded like this. Yeah, you can hear it's a little bit calm, but together it gives a nice groove, a nice movement to it. So like the listener is already wondering what's about to happen. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you're making your arrangement, your first 5 to 10 seconds, you want to play that key element of your beat, which is whatever sound that you've chosen to be driving the whole beat or the whole song, that you can now start adding some more effects, and adding maybe vocal chops like I did here and a sax like I did here, and also another effect. So it now depends on how you want to arrange your song. So now a song can start with the intro, the chorus, the verse, the chorus, the verse and the chorus, then maybe another chorus or bridge or something in the outro. Another situation, which is the one I like most of the time, is the intro, the verse, the chorus, the verse, the chorus, another mini chorus, then the end. You get another third one is probably the intro, the verse, the pre-chorus, then the chorus, then another verse, then the pre-chorus, then the chorus, then a little bit of switch up, then the chorus, then final, And most of the time when I'm arranging my beats, the first verse, I always make it 8 bars. Do you know? Because I want to introduce the chorus as fast as possible. Do you get? So remember, we're still on the 5th step, which is the arrangement. I'm trying to break down how I think when I'm arranging my beats. Do you get? So I make the first 8 bars. For me, that is my best way of arranging. If you listen to most of my songs, that's how I arrange most of them. So I make the first verse like 8 bar, then I make the chorus another 8 bar or 12 bar, but in most cases 8 bar because I'm just basically repeating. Then the second verse, I make it 12 bars. Do you get? I've increased it. Then I bring in a chorus, which is another 8 bars, then final. Then a situation whereby I add in 12 bars for my first part of my verse is when I'm bringing in like a pre-chorus before the chorus. Do you get? So that's when I might now add in maybe like a verse for the first 8 bars, then bring in a pre-chorus for the next 4 bars before I bring in the chorus. But in most cases, to me, it seems long because I'm used to this 8 bar, 8 bar, 12 bar, 8 bar kind of arrangement. So I can just put in 4 bars for my first verse, then a pre-chorus for the next 4 bars, making it 8 bar, then the chorus comes in, and the second verse can now be 8 bars for the verse, then that 12 bar that I added, that 4 bar that makes it 12, will now be the pre-chorus again that's going to now lead to the chorus. Do you understand what I mean? So that's like what I do most of the time. So yeah, that's like my idea for the arrangement. And if you look at this, what I just basically did here is what I just explained to you. I first of all gave in the first 4 bar that I introduced some sounds, I brought in another effect. Then I started with 8 bar verse, then I went to 8 bar chorus, and I'm going to make another 12 bar verse, then add the 8 bar chorus. So in a situation where I feel like this other place, love the way you wing, baby, tell me that would you be mine? Get me go give you my time. Say my baby make me lose my mind. So if I feel like I want this and I like this to be a pre-chorus, I can now add it in the other 12 bar part that I said I use 8 then 4 to make it 12. But if I feel like I don't want it, I can just basically continue the whole verses to make it 12. So these are like my 5 steps. You know, arrangement is like the most important thing because you can have a very nice, good sounding instrumentation and drums, but when you fail to make good arrangement, which is this final step, your song might not really sound nice. So you want to make sure every 4 bar, every 8 bar, you're bringing in ear candies like nice vocals, SFX sounds, you know, just to keep the listener entertained when they are listening to your song. This is not more about making beats in this video. That's why if you observe, I've not really played beats. I'm more about teaching you guys and letting you guys understand how I think or how you can think when you are making a beat. And I didn't want this video to be too long. I hope it's not too long so that you can stay up to the end. And if you like videos like these where I coach you guys on making beats, yeah, just let me know in the comment section. And like I said, if you like a nice based video, make sure to let me know and I'll try to make a video for you guys. Just a quick video from me to you, showing you steps that I take to make a beat. It changes over time, but I mean, if you can use these templates to make your beat, it should lead somewhere. And yeah, till I catch you guys in the next video, remember to always stay productive. Peace.